Gotta have that Texas barbecue. So stop on by when you're passing through. Bluffdale's best, don't need no teeth to chew. It's that Double D barbecue. Go see Dana.
Going, friends, it's Clutto from Flatland Cavalry, and you're on the morning ride with the one and only Jody Lee on Texas Homegrown Radio.
I do lessons.
Quiet on the set. Just kidding. Hey y'all, this is Billy Joe Jones, and you're listening to the morning ride on Texas Homegrown Radio.
Hey, I'm Corey Kent, and you're on the morning ride with the one and only Jody Lee.
Who?
Hey everybody, I'm Terry McBride here on the morning ride.
Name sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah. Welcome back in. It is the morning ride right here on Texas Homegrown Radio.
Live from Texas Homegrown Studios.
waiting for your part thing. Yeah. We decided during the break I was vintage, so that's awesome.
You're not vintage yet.
You know a lot.
It's way better than being old. Vintage is cool.
Yeah, it's way older than old.
I'm vintage, like this box set of cassettes from George Strait.
You found $5.
Yeah. This vintage body brought to you by George Strait Cassettes. You know, it's weird. People don't, like, my nephew, he didn't even know what a cassette was.
Oh my gosh. I saw some lady, there was this lady on TikTok or whatever. She came up and she's like, hey, you guys, check this out. I got this, it's a vintage cassette player. And I got some cassettes. I don't know how they work.
Cassettes?
Yeah, she called them cassettes. She's like, I haven't figured out how to listen to them yet. I think that they go right here, but I'm not sure. It's a cassette.
Cassette.
I had a show I did when I had the FM station. I had bought at a garage sale. I bought a bunch of 8-tracks, and so I had a game where like you could pick either like a really good prize, like tickets to a show, like a concert, or a cassette or a 8-track. And everybody always went with the 8-tracks because these college kids didn't know what an 8-track was. And this dude was like so excited because he got a Crystal Gill 8-track, and he was like, I don't even know what to do with it. Like, what does it do? I'm like, what do you mean, what does it do? He goes, what does it do? And I'm like, it's like, you listen to me, you have to have an 8-track player. He's like, I can even listen to it? I'm like, no. Like, he thought it was like you plug your headphones into it.
Where's the power source of this thing?
And I could have had tickets to Cody Johnson. I'm like, yeah, but you chose
the wrong one. You chose the wrong one.
But here, that's what you chose. You got Crystal Gill. Yeah. Don't it make your brown eyes blue? I met the guy that wrote that song. It's a pretty cool story. Like how he wrote that song. I drank with him one night. So I was at Larry Joe Taylor's, and I was sitting there, and I was like, man, this guy is really drunk. I'm going to go talk to him. Because you learn good things from people like that. And sometimes you get song ideas. Come to find out, it was the dude that wrote that song.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
It was awesome. And he was like, yeah, he goes, I was having more writer's block, and he goes, I was sitting on my porch step, And he said the mailman came by, and my dog ran out to the road when the mailman came by, and a rock hit my dog in the eye. And he goes, man, it hurt my dog. You know, I was all worried about it. And the next day, my dog, I was sitting on the steps, and the dog come running up, and its brown eye had turned blue from the rock. And he goes, oh, man, that mailman made your brown eyes blue. And then he's
that is a cool story.
Wrote the song and then sold it to Crystal Gale.
That's crazy.
I'll be dang.
Yeah, I was like, you owe that mailman some money. Like,
I will never ever meet him again. He would never know that he's that big of a big influence.
Checks in the mail.
Oh, man. He had no idea about it the whole time.
You wait till that mailman retired before he told the story.
I kept waiting for his check and couldn't find it. And the mailman's like, well, I wrote the song, so I just kept your check.
My idea.
But I bought your dog a present. Kobe Lee Swift in studio with us, man. So glad to have you here. I almost forgot to go back on the air because we were having so much fun in the break. Me and Bobby were writing songs. Like, I didn't know how famous he was. Yeah, like, he started telling me about all the stuff and going viral. And
he's a hoot, man. He's a jack of all trades for sure.
Only way I went viral is because I was in the hospital and I had a virus. Not the same thing, evidently. Yeah. It's like, they told me I was viral too. I was couldn't be around people. Bobby's like, that's not the same thing. Yeah,
you got exposure.
Yeah, I got lots of.
It's not that. Yeah.
Jeb told me that his cousin died from exposure. So
yeah,
the guy, he lived in Alaska, right?
Yeah.
Too much exposure.
That's exactly right. You know, some people
shouldn't be in the naked cowboy thing. Doesn't work good in Alaska.
I always told every time somebody told me when they was booking me, they're like,
"Yep, exactly right."
It don't pay nothing, but it's great exposure. I say, "Hey, I got a cousin that died
from exposure." Exactly right. Which ain't bad, but I mean,
sometimes it is. You know, if you can share a crowd of like 1,000 people or 500 people, that's great. You know, if you can share a crowd and get some new fans, sometimes it is good exposure, but
most of the
not
time,
for free.
No.
Why is it free?
Yeah.
Why is I working for free?
I need you to come play this show in my backyard for exposure.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I mean, all my uncles and aunts are.
I'm gonna sue you for getting exposure if I get sick out here.
We got a stage, and then you show up, and it's like a couple pallets screwed together. I'm like, that is not a stage.
I've been
almost fell off a flatbed trailer.
I'd say the worst area that I played at. I was at a. It was for an event. It was a house party, and this house party was, for very wealthy people, and they had a tent. And me and my band members were like, "Dude, this is a huge tent. We're gonna have a huge stage, right?"
Yeah.
It was flooding, raining. We're inside. We're covered up. We walk in, and there's 5. What do you call them? Wood planks.
Yeah.
Like 5 wood planks in this 1 inch of water. It's all it's all soaked in this water. You're walking in. You have our amps and stepping on it, sinking.
Oh no!
It's not leveled on the ground, muddy. Oh, the worst time. It was shocking every time I'm sitting here touching the dang microphone and playing. Oh,
that's terrible.
We played a lot of bar gigs where there's no grounded electricity, and that you get too close to that mic.
It numbs your lips.
Oh yeah.
You're talking over.
But if your mustache gets caught in it, then you think you get shocked, but it was just pulling your mustache hairs.
Yeah,
that's bad too.
You start to cussing, and then you're like, "Oops, sorry."
Well, me and Jeb played a cheese place. Me and Jeb played a place that they paid us partially in cheese, but it was the best cheese ever.
Like, I got paid by cheese.
It was handmade cheese.
They gave us $300 and like 2 big wheels of cheese, three big
it's all different kinds of cheese.
So does a big wheel of cheese like that ever go bad? I mean, or can you?
Does,
where do you put it?
In the fridge.
Yeah, eat it.
Put 3 wheels of cheese. Put 3 wheels of cheese in the fridge.
I know. I feel like that's not. I'm like, is this how they pay their people at Disney World? Like. It's not very good.
Gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
What has happened? People are gonna wonder what we did in the break during the break.
It's good homegrown studio over here, man.
Lots of ghosts.
Got some tamales in the motorcycle bag.
Some dang good tamales, man. What's in there? What's in these things, man?
Colorado tamale.
Making me blush off the cheeks, man. Got a breathing thing in there.
It's not a tamale, man. This is you can fool me.
Yeah, but you can put your
Why are you on your tamales, man? Like, it's crazy. It's dog. You're gonna burn them, man. You're gonna burn them.
Hey, that smells good.
It smells good.
Oh Lord, I gotta quit. I worked hard on this dad bod. If you made me laugh, I'm gonna get an ab and run my whole physique. Jeez. Whew. Easy now. Well, I think we ought to do a song. That's what people really want.
Heck yeah,
hear you
man.
play another tune.
We were talking on the break and doing something quick, and I think I'm going to do this one right here. It's going to be the next song that drops September 6th. It's called Money to Drink.
All right.
To hell with this hammer and this tape measure. This job just ain't for me. Give me back my guitar and the dive bar. It's where I wanna be. And all these pretty women wearing faded blue jeans, stomping their boots right along with the beat. I'm either clocking out early, calling in sick. I'm gonna get fired, gotta cover my shift. I got bills to pay. At the end of the day, I'll be down at the honky tonk. Well, I ain't got much in the bank, but I damn sure always have money to drink. Got to. Well, put your quarters on the table and gamble if you're able. He's the sharpest shooter in this town. So I walked up and put down $20 and I ordered us another round. And it ain't no shocker that dang Farbach was whipping my tail again. I'm either clocking out early, calling in sick. I'm gonna get fired, gotta cover my shift. I got bills to pay. At the end of the day, I'll be down at the honky tonk. Well, I ain't got much in the bank, but I damn sure always have money to drink. Oh, let's get another round. Yeah, I'm clocking out early, calling in sick. I'm gonna get fired, gotta cover my shift. I'll find a way at the end of the day to get down to the honky tonk. Well, I ain't got much in the bank, but I damn sure always have money to drink. I ain't got much in the bank, but I damn sure always have money to drink. Money to drink.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I love that.
Thanks, bud.
Come on.
Thank you.
At them tequila dollars.
Keep choking on them 5 and dimes.
That's awesome, dude.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
We he would like our toilet seat in there. we had a guy bring us a toilet seat, and it came out of a casino in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it came out of the sands.
Yeah, and it's like it's clear, but inside of it is just like change, like quarters and nickels and dimes and pennies.
In a toilet?
Yeah, we have it hanging on the wall in the drum room. I guess because we're the 5 and dimers, he thought it would be funny.
Okay. Oh, fine.
But
He didn't come in. He
left it at the door while we're doing the morning show.
Commented, "There's a present for you."
And we opened the door and there's a toilet seat sitting there.
That's
it was
kinda
so weird. Yeah.
I was like, well,
somebody thinks we're the shit. You can't be number one if you can't go number 2.
Exactly right. Exactly right. First or last.
This place is a dump.
I told him we ought to put it on the toilet in there.
He never did it, huh? He just hang it up.
Well, he was like, it's more of a wall piece. You know, you can't look at it when you're shitting on it.
Yeah.
I mean, sitting on it.
He wanted us to make a tip jar out of it, but I was like, I'm not carrying that to a show.
Is it
like walking to
look at it because like, I'm thinking of a toilet seat.
It is a toilet seat,
and then
it's clear.
They have a toilet bowl.
No, it's just the seat. It's just the seat.
Yeah, cover.
And the seat and the lid.
In the cover.
It's that. It's all clear, and there's like change all in it.
I would definitely sit on it.
It's so weird. It's so weird. We'll have to show you before you leave. It's so weird. Such a strange gift.
It is.
But we love it.
Pretty awesome.
I got to take a look at it.
I don't know why I brought that up even, but that's what happens on our show. We like to give you a different experience than you get from other
I'm getting a
radio
really good
shows.
experience. And those tamales and the breaks were great.
You'll never look at a tamale the same.
Yeah, I won't. I'm cut like the one end, flip it, and it's the wrong end. Yeah.
Well, I did radio. This would be 30 years. I figured out the other day, which I shouldn't say that out loud because, God, that's terrible. But I did start when I was right out of high school. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I mean, I've done it my whole life. But where was I going with this?
You've met tons of people. I mean,
Back in my day.
you ain't stopped meeting great
No,
people.
I know what I was going to say. Because I worked for a lot of other stations, and they were like, want you to do the same thing. And these artists would drive like 2 or 3 hours to come do an interview. And they would be like, you could only let them play one song. You only got like 5 minutes because then you got to do the ag report and the everything was sponsored. Like, it's this time of the day brought to you by so-and-so bank. Like, it was like everything was sold, But, and I'm like, what about the music, man? That's like Jack Black. I was always like, what about the music? So I always said when I start my own station, I'm going to let artists talk about anything they want to talk about. As long as they want to talk. Play as many songs they want to play.
That's good.
Sing original stuff, sing cover stuff. I don't care. Like, just, I feel like if you go and you make the effort to go and meet all these radio people, they should take the time and let people know who you really are.
Absolutely.
And instead of just going, so who are your influences?
Yeah.
What were you thinking when you wrote that song?
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of the same questions?
Absolutely. I usually have a same routine of questions. Answers that I go on. Too.
Yeah, we threw you off of that, huh?
Yeah, I'm between toilet bowls and change
And
collection
tamales.
and tamales and it's awesome time.
You keeping up.
It's Texas homegrown though.
That's right. It's different.
Yeah, I'm keeping up with it all. So I love it. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, because we got big roots.
Do you?
It's a lot. You know what I mean?
You can call me Stumpy all you want, but I got big roots.
I know you use the fart smeller. Smart killer.
Oh man, ain't right. It is good I don't do drugs. I'd be out in the yard fighting dinosaurs with a paper tube.
You jump back.
Remember that?
Hey, chicken.
We used to, when the COVID hit, we used to have parties here. Like we would have like actual shows, so that way the artists could still
like
make
some
money because they
300
shut all the
people
venues. Yeah, because old Joe shut down all the venues, and so we just had our own venue. But we had some kids show up one time that were all minors and trying to drink our alcohol, and we kicked them out, And this kid tried to fight me. And he was like young.
A kid tried to fight you?
Yeah. And so I had this
like
pole.
a pack of high school kids here.
I had this
showed up out of nowhere.
And I'm like, get off my lawn. I'm like, hey, you kids, get off my lawn. But I had this like pole. It was like a chainsaw pole, for like a pole saw.
Yeah.
For some reason, and I'm twirling it around like a ninja. Like, he goes, what are you going to do? Hit me with a stick. And I said, repeatedly. And they like ran off. And my friend looked at me and goes, dude, that was like a movie. So then we were just drinking whiskey going repeatedly.
Would you like another shot?
Yeah, repeatedly. That was like our word for the rest of the night.
Nice.
That was the only cool thing. I said it like Clint Eastwood. Like I swear I smoldered and there was like wind blowing and it's like, and I said repeatedly.
To all these kids, man. Kids are hoodlums nowadays.
Right?
They ain't got no sense.
They left trash in my yard.
Yeah, my dad would have probably done something different if a kid bucked
one
up to
kid
him.
told me, he goes, I'm going to tell my
Way
dad.
different.
My dad's so-and-so. And I'm like, good. I whooped
dad
his
too.
butt in high school. I'll do it again. He was like, what? I said, call him. He said, what? I said, call him. And he calls him. And his dad said, you need to leave right now. Yeah. Dad said, go. You leave right now. And he was like, the kid looked at me like, well, that's not good. He looked at me like, that's not good.
You got to learn somehow. I was taught a lot of different ways when I was younger on how to behave.
Yeah, it's a little different nowadays. I still think there's good kids out there. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
The most of them are future farmers of America and Republican. But, I mean, I don't... I mean, I'm not trying to label people, but I'm
That's
just...
the truth. It all starts at home, though.
It starts at home.
It starts at home. That's what.
Like, when your parents work your butt off...
My
Like,
parents?
you learn, yeah, like, that's... Like, I grew up... in the summer I worked on the dairy with my grandpa, and he worked my butt off. Like, and I learned how to respect people and like to take care of things. You know,
if I ever was in trouble, my dad would use. I mean, I used to work on the ranch in general, but if I ever got in trouble, we had 150 acres of line fence full of rose hedge. He would whip my butt, then put me out on the field with cutting, just going to work, going to work with the machete, no gloves, just go to work.
Oh yeah.
See, my dad, he used to make me go and sit in the attic whenever I messed up. And it's like 150 degrees up there. I'd be like, "Hey, Dad, can I come down?" He'd be like, "No, stay up there."
You couldn't kick the door down?
I'm just
No, I was about to say.
No, but you know, it was different. It was different back then.
It was a different life.
Yeah, nowadays they're like, "You can't spank your kids."
Well,
shit, let somebody tell me that. I'll spank them too.
I'll spank
Come here,
them,
you
yeah.
want some bitch?
I mean,
Hey,
that
there's a lot
really
of-
got out of hand fast.
You scared me with that story. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Right. What?
150 degrees in the attic.
It's like, I think that's child abuse.
No.
I'm not positive, but I think
No,
even back in the 70s, that was child abuse.
It was different times, you know. I mean,
Yes,
you know,
Yeah.
my mom and dad, they didn't put up with no shit.
No, my dad. One time, I remember, I thought I was gonna pull one over on him, and I came in and I was actually taking my shoes off, and he goes, "Just get in." I was like, "Nope, just got up, tied my shoes back," and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to work." And I know he could smell the beer sweating out of my body. You know, like when you got the sweats and you could just smell the liquor and the beer coming out. And I thought I fooled him. I worked my butt off all day and never let him know it.
And
I
he
puked
didn't
when he
let you
wasn't
know
looking.
either that he knew.
Yeah, and then till the end of the day,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, "Oh, that sucks."
Yeah.
I'd rather just got in trouble and went to bed. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm gonna tell you something. The punishments that your mother's brothers will come up with are insane. Okay, my uncles, they used to freaking mess with me all the time because when I messed up, my mom would just make me go live with my uncles for a little while. She'd be like, "All right."
Also child
And
abuse.
no, but they make me do push-ups all day and stuff. You know, like
It's
make
like
me
prison.
make me do all kinds of work. You know, and then they'd make me like, you know, if I mouthed off, they'd be like, "Give me 100 push-ups." You know,
Yeah.
That's like
Just
prison.
you
bring
ain't
it
gonna
out,
say
bully
no.
you.
You ain't gonna
You
say
went to uncle prison.
But one day, oh yeah, and it was because I was kind of a hoodlum myself, you know. I just didn't get it. I kept bouncing my head off the wall. I just couldn't get it until I was grown, you know. But one day he caught me dipping.
Oh.
'Cause my older brother come around and he had some Copenhagen, so he gave me a dip, and I was like, I thought it was real cool. And I'm like, you know, getting way high off of it. I'm like, ugh, that. And he come around the corner, and my uncle, and he goes, "What's that in your mouth?" And I was like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Give me 100 push-ups," and I was like, "Okay." And I went to take it out. He goes, "No,
gotta
no.
leave it in.
You gotta leave that in." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "Don't you spit neither." So I did 100 push-ups. I get done, and I'm looking like a chipmunk.
Yeah, just full
And he
of.
goes, "Swallow it, all of it." And I was like,
God. Oh.
and I stood there just stone-faced staring at him. He goes, "Nothing, huh?" All right. And he walks away. As soon as he walked away,
Blech. Oh,
he
no.
goes running back around. He's like, "Oh,
I missed it.
I missed it. I got caught dipping one time. Daddy he told me if I was taking off somebody else's money, I mean, he whipped my butt. But I was 16 years old buying snuff at a grocery store. My dad used to always tell me to go in the store, buy him a can of snuff, so all the cash register people would go, "Okay, his dad's out there." So I just went ahead and bought my own cans for until I was old enough. But
I'm so old. They had cigarette
town
machines.
America.
I'm so old. They had cigarette machines at the when you go eat at the eating places like Jake and Dorothy's down there, and like no one was watching it. You could just put money in and pull the knob and get cigarettes. That's how old I am.
yeah, we.
Green Hall still has those.
My uncles would give me money and go out there and give me some cigarettes. I'm like, okay.
Hey, at Green Hall, there's still the cigarette machines in the back.
Yeah, but
whenever
they
I
probably
went
watch
there.
it, don't they? Well, you got to
I don't
be
think
old
they
enough to
have-
get in.
I don't
though.
even think they have cigarettes in there
Yeah.
anymore. But
You gotta get-
They got the old machines by the bathrooms.
I've seen the
back
machines
on.
quite
Yeah,
often.
but you got to be old enough to get in those places. Like this was at a cafe. Like,
Oh, back in the day, like
yeah.
you're waking in from
Back when
morning
you could
breakfast.
smoke and drink and
Yeah, yeah. Like when you and I never understood because when you walk into this restaurant, it was just like a cloud of smoke, right? And the non-smoking area, you had to walk through the smoking area to get to the little non-smoking area. You know, it was like that didn't make sense.
Made no sense.
And then like all the smoke would just go in that room anyway. So
Yeah, just like the only funnel.
I was a smoker. I recently quit. Like I guess February 1st was the last one I had.
Good job. buddy.
And but now Jeb says I'm like a Nazi because I hate the way it smells.
I've heard that too.
Like I'm terrible about it. Like
People that
like
hate
yeah, Like I didn't realize I couldn't smell stuff or taste stuff for a long time.
Like, the cigarette.
yeah,
Quitting.
like I thought I had COVID, but no, it was just because I was a smoker. I couldn't smell stuff.
Wow.
I also thought because
I knew that was true.
I also was worried because whenever they said that you would lose your taste, you'd have no taste, and I started looking at my dating history. I was like, I've had COVID my whole life.
I've been smoking for a while.
I've never had any taste.
Yeah.
Been smoking for a long time.
That was what I was most worried about.
Well, I figured the smokers. I knew smokers couldn't smell because my stepmom was a smoker. So if I had a couple of her cigarettes out of the pack in the barn that she forgot about 7 weeks ago, I'd smoked the whole thing. She would never know. I mean, she would probably get up. Ooh, I need a cigarette.
See, but none of my family was smokers, and I thought I was fooling all of them.
And they,
yeah, right.
The heck no, you can't.
Little
fool
cologne,
anybody.
just a little squirt of cologne. No one I knew.
Yeah, it smells. I asked my dad that one time. My dad's not a smoker. He quit the day I was born, but my mom still smokes. You know, and so one day he came in and he goes, "Smoking cigarettes, huh?" And I was like, "How'd you know?" I put on cologne, and he goes, "Yeah, smells like cologne and cigarettes." I was like, "Crap."
It just made
he always knew, man. He always knew.
Well, it's like when you get your first drink when you're a kid and you're like scared they're going to smell your breath and you try to cover it up.
What's weird is he could tell.
When'd you get your first drink?
My first drink, 18. About 18. Well, I mean, at the house.
Yeah, anytime, like the first time ever.
Oh man, the very first time.
Did you like sneak one? Your dad be like, "Here"?
No, I had a house party, and I just went off. If I was, that's the first time I ever got caught. Like I was drinking, and he knew I was drinking. And I had church the next day. Papa was a preacher, and I mean, there was 12 people sitting on my couch, and my dad is in Crystal City, Weldon, and he was in Weldon, Crystal City. He just left that night. It was homecoming, and so we won, and we had a party. And I mean, it's a 5-hour drive to Crystal City back in my hometown. And whenever my grandma woke up the next day to pick, because none of my sisters were there, and I started music, I had my speakers on the entertainment center, and I had that place popping. But Lord have mercy, Granny showed up the next day, went to pick all the kids up because I had 6 sisters and I'm the only boy. And she walked in that house, beer cans were all across the yard, all across everywhere. And Papa called Daddy. And Papa was already at church. He's already about to preach to the congregation. He called my dad, and my dad turned around to that. He worked all day, and then he turned around and came home and went to work the next morning. But I didn't have a good night that night. I bet not. I tore up, boy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was my first time.
It all comes in the wash.
It's all worth it now, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. My sister was PO'd. You know, it's funny. They didn't even find out. My grandparents didn't know I had a party, so my dad didn't know. So what happened was she just told them that I drank. So months later, all of my older sister's friends went to my party. So she got mad. She got mad at me one time, argued with me, right? And so she got mad at me, and she went ahead and told Daddy, "I can't believe Colby had a party at the house." And Daddy's like, "Well, he's more popular than you." I mean, he didn't have no care in the world, so it all worked out.
Wow.
She got mad at me for something, tried to get me underneath
popular.
the brush. Yeah.
Ouch. One for Dad there.
Yeah. So I was saying.
It's like that's what you get for telling.
Yeah.
Tattletelling.
He definitely got a couple points.
That's funny.
It's all worth it.
Yes, it was, for sure.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was. Yes, sir.
Memories. Making memories. That's what every time.
I got caught for everything.
Every time something bad happens, though, I always tell Jeb, I'm like, that ain't bad. That's just song material.
What is something that Troy says? A bad life or a sadder the life, the sweeter the song.
Yeah, I always said some of the best songwriters were the worst people.
To write a good song, you gotta go through some shit.
I mean, look at Blaze. Look at some of those
Blaze
guys.
Foley.
Yeah,
He had a duct tape. He had a duct tape suit.
He ripped people off selling guitar, and never giving it to them. He did all kinds of stuff.
He made a whole suit.
All those guys, man, like Towns and all those guys.
Where'd he work?
Everywhere. He was making his own clothes out of
duct tape. Yeah, Blaze Foley.
Oh, God dang.
If you ever get a chance, watch the movie Blaze. It's awesome. Like the story about Blaze Foley and him and Towns Van Zandt. He was bad for Towns too, but they were not great people. That's what I'm saying. But they wrote amazing songs. So not some of the best songwriters were not.
The best way to learn about Blaze, I say, would be to watch Tales from the Tour Bus, the Blaze Foley episodes.
Oh gosh, yeah. Hey, yeah, and there's that
First-Hand Account.
that Willie Nelson movie is my favorite. The Songwriter by Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
And him
We
and
got
Chris.
miserable sons of bitches for the rest
Every-
of our lives. Just to ride.
Yep.
That's yeah.
That's true. That's why that's why the world needs songwriters, so that when you decide you don't want a miserable life, you can use somebody else's miserable experience.
Yeah.
Well, I think we put ourselves through stuff just for song
I
material.
got enough song material.
That's a
yeah,
good point, too.
Like I've seen me do it. Like I'll get up to a point and like I see it all coming, and I'm like, so I could either avoid it all or have more song material.
See what happens.
Just going in.
Okay.
I'm full. I'm too.
Stay the course.
I'm too full of song material. I'm done. Like I'm good.
I
I'm
swear, like I see the train coming.
I got more.
I'm like, but this could be a great.
I got
song.
more. I got
Should be
more.
something-
I got more song material than I got years left. So I'm good. I'm just gonna. I'm a deathbed, and I'm just gonna give you all the rest of them. I haven't got. Like, here's some more stories I forgot to tell you. Give this one to Bobby.
So you gonna outlive us all, Jody.
This one's funny. Give it to Bobby.
Bobby will be 6 foot.
Let's do another tune. We got time to do another one if you want.
Man, yeah, absolutely. I was doing. We were talking about this one outside. It's this one's called "The Barn." It was written by Troy Martin.
Oh, that's cool. The barn inside the barn.
It always seemed so large when we were little kids, and out behind the house in secret places where we hid, with a rooster on the top that never ever crows, and just spins round and round each time the wind would blow. Those teenage years of summer, where I lit my first smoke, for a moment turned blue as I coughed and I choked and stole a kiss in the loft from the girl that lived next door, where I came to hide my tears, wishing didn't love me no more. Oh, the barn, more than 10, more than boards that crack within, held our hopes and our fears, and the hay we baled last year, more than just a soulful place or empty stalls filled with space, was a shelter from the storm and the heartbeat of the farm. The barn. Mornings could find us there with each new chore at hand. That's where our days would start out, where they'd always end. Although the world was hard and in times we complained, it kept us close together somehow along the way. No, the barn, more than 10, more than boards that crack within, held our hopes and our fears, and the hay we baled last year, more than just a soulful place or empty stalls filled with space. It was a shelter from the storm and the heartbeat of the farm. The barn. To this day, when I wanna clear my mind, slip off behind the house and I go back in time. To the barn, more than 10, more than boards that crack within, held our hopes and our fears, and the hay we baled last year, more than just a soulful place or empty stalls filled with space. It was a shelter from the storm and the heartbeat of the farm. The barn.
Love that one.
That's
right
good
there.
stuff right
Thank you.
there.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Maybe tear up a little bit.
Just, I get some like old school Randy Travis vibes from you, bro.
Oh, I appreciate it.
really
Thank you.
do,
Thank
know?
you so much, man. Hey, it's one of my influences. I love Randy Travis.
A little bit clipped. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
You're crying. It's been a heck
Got
of a
some of that
time.
bug spray in my eye.
You can nut with him.
Raid.
So I go yesterday. I had to go like get the pool water tested, you know, because I'm not good at putting the chemicals in the pool, man. And so I go, and the lady's like, "Hey, that powder stuff, like, be really careful. That's some bad stuff. Like, you don't want to breathe it." I'm like, that would have been nice to know like a month ago. Like, just like, you been breathing it? And I'm like, maybe. Like,
It smells really good.
Is it gonna kill me? Like, I don't know.
It could. It's some real toxic shit.
Rule to life: don't sniff any white powdery stuff. No. Like, it's not good. Like, especially
Molly,
if it comes
Did you
from-
actually breathe some in?
No, yeah, I had it all over my hands. I was like wiping sweat off my face. Like, they're like, that's some bad stuff. And I'm like, it's like some kind of shock stuff. I don't know.
Eesh.
Damn it, Jody.
Well, explains that third arm coming out. Like,
I see it.
it's so handy though. When your napkin falls down, it picks it back up.
It's just very
Wouldn't it be handy? Think about it. It would be. I thought about that. Like, if you had an arm right in the middle, this little baby arm, it'd be so handy.
Some of us do.
It'd be so handy. Like,
Where
you
would
could
it be?
like you, like right out of your
See?
chest, like right here. Like, no, but like a little baby arm, like the little.
Oh my god.
It'd have to be like a little baby arm. Like,
How would I eat? How would I lay?
think of this: you're in the movies. All right, get this. Here's the things to think about. And you're holding the bucket of popcorn because it's big, so you hold it with two hands, and your baby hand feeds you the popcorn.
And you have two hands to do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can drink the soda. You can hold the soda and the popcorn at the same
But do
time.
you think it'd just only be like 12 inches, or
Like a
you think
little-
it eventually would grow like
No,
two
like a
arms?
little Kyle Park arm, like just a little,
Go park on.
just a little Kyle Park arm.
My strong hand.
Give me the other one. No.
Why is it full size hand, but it's a little arm? You know?
I think it'd be awesome. You have a little third arm right there.
messed up, bro.
Yeah. I'd start a band called Third Arm Blind.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What would that hand
Actually,
do?
I-
You're at the microphone.
Actually,
Was that too close to Third Eye Blind?
I was born with a third arm on my chest.
Yeah,
I had to
I
get it
think it-
surgically removed. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome. Should have kept it.
You know, I can mess with your
Should have kept it. It's back in style again. Everything comes back in style, including third arms.
It's messed up.
Think about it. It would be great. You could play harmonica. You wouldn't even have to have the holder. You just, your little hand would hold it, and you could play guitar.
Your little hand. It can move the microphone for you.
Yeah, it can do so many things.
Come out of your chest.
Genius.
Out of your button.
Yeah.
It's tuning while you're playing.
You could smoke a cigarette while you're playing guitar.
You have to bring it over here. You have to bring it over here and play it like this. Tune, little hand, tune.
So many. It'd be,
What in the world?
I'm hoping if we have the
It's
nuclear
smoking a cigarette
fallout,
for you.
if we have the nuclear fallout, I'm hoping I get the third arm. I'm just saying.
Fall into a radiation plant. I want the third hand. With the third hand.
Great.
much wrong with
I
that.
could do so much more radio stuff because there's so many buttons and things I need.
Yeah,
to
but then some Indian guy would run up and be like, Vishnu!
I'll be all right.
Oh my cow.
Go bring me some tamales.
I can't believe you're eating cows.
Yeah.
Remy said her allergies got affected with that song too, and she said her son wears a hoodie backwards when he eats popcorn. That's genius. You put your popcorn in the hoodie. That is genius.
Well, what about if you eat all the popcorn? Do you just take the jacket off, or do you put
You put the hoodie over your face and take a nap.
I wake up in the morning.
Popcorn's just air, actually.
Popcorn is just air.
Technically.
No, it's corn.
It's not corn.
It's corn.
It's not corn.
It comes from a seed.
That ain't
It pops.
corn.
It's corn.
Look,
That
that ain't corn.
My best friend,
different than corn.
My best friend in high school was from Nebraska, and his family raised popcorn. I
raised them.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a different kind of corn, but they raised popcorn.
So popcorn is different from
It's a different kind of kernel.
Well, so I went one day. I was we're changing out the blades on a stripper on a cotton stripper.
Your strippers have blades? That's a rough neighborhood.
Lord.
If you ever change out them blades on a cotton stripper, it's a pain in the ass. You got these little tiny freaking.
I know what you're talking about.
So it's taking us all
But
day.
your start of the story just kind of
you
blew me north.
lost us at stripper. You lost us at stripper.
But we had all this deer corn out there, and I was looking at my buddy, and we was right in the barn, and there's a settling torch right there, and I was like, hey, let's see if we can pop this corn. And so I went in there, I put it on an old disc that was sitting there, and I got it all ready, and I took that torch and I started heating it up, and I'm thinking it's going to start popping, and then it didn't. It just all turned black.
Like the kernel, we're talking about the corn kernel.
Yeah,
deer corn?
Yeah, I was like,
deer corn.
I was like, dang, it don't work. And so I stuck it right on there, and a couple of pieces of them just exploded.
But it didn't do anything.
pop.
It did not pop.
Because it's got to be a certain kind of kernel.
But we thought for sure, we better get some popcorn in this.
It'd be smart. It'd be smart to do that.
It's not the same shit.
Neither are blades and
Man,
strippers.
I put butter on it and everything.
You need
Did you oil and all that?
coming soon to the merch table for Kobe Lee Swift and the new popcorn.
Yes.
You know what you should give to people is a swift kick in the ass. Because some people need that.
brother,
Like,
knock the hell.
you could, like, people would pay you to, like, kick them in the butt, and they could get a swift kick in the ass.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be easy to give away for free.
Yeah, people would buy it for their kids, Like, my kid really needs a swift kick in the ass.
Well, I gave it to you. Come here.
I got you.
I
would do this.
Come here. We got the other gentleman in the background just trying to.
It'd be the greatest merch table
really
ever.
would. It really
people
would.
just get in line for you to kick them in the butt.
Yeah.
Like, Kobe, my son really needs a swift kick in the ass.
I can help out with it.
Jeb's ADD done kicked in.
Yeah, he's
gone.
He's fighting a fight.
That's all right. We're about out of time anyway. We got to start getting out of here. I want you to tell everybody, though, where they can find your music. And
You can find me on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, at Kobe Lee Swift. You can click the link in my bio on Instagram and find out where I'm going to be, what's coming out next.
we got
got
some great videos on there, too.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We've been busting tail on socials. That was one thing that we were talking about in the beginning. That's something that we're really putting
Check
together.
out Bobby's socials, too.
Yeah, Bobby Wayne Walkup. Check him out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're all trying to put our stuff on there, but
See you at the next Trump rally.
Yeah, a new song comes out September 6th, Money to Drink, and our EP is going to be coming out right after. So
Wow, that's awesome, man.
The song that I just got done singing with y'all be able to hear.
Awesome.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
that's
so
some
excited
great
about
tunes. Great tunes. You got some great songs.
Thank you so
coming
much.
out. So
thank you, Joe.
just remember us little people.
Oh man, I can't. This is what helps me. This is what helps me. I'm never going to forget this ever.
That's what I tell everybody. Don't forget us little people. And then they're like, okay. And a lot of them do. Maybe 20%. Yeah, they all come back down eventually.
Well, you can guarantee me on that.
And then I sing "Catch a Falling Star" to them.
I'll be back for sure, man. For sure. Did you get that red wasp over there?
I've been battling that sunbuck for 2-3 days.
We saw you. Have you really?
Yeah, he keeps he'll just come out and be like, ha, 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 and then he take off. I don't see him again for like 3 hours. I'm like, where is he living?
He likes messing with you.
I'm like, I almost got him yesterday, and I swatted at him, and I barely missed, and he come at me like, and I'm like, whoa!
The only reason why I didn't grab him right here, I figured if I grabbed him, he would sting me, and I'm on air. I'm like, eesh, I don't think it'd work out. I'd let you swing at him with your hat, man.
It's not a
I was
real.
going to, but then I was going to knock you out.
Yeah, we would have been.
I have to admit, I have to come clean. It's not a real wasp. It's a drone. And when I'm not here, I fly around Jeb's head and I watch it on this camera.
Yeah.
And then,
See, he's already messed with Kyle Park
See,
for 3 hours.
I can see these cameras from home. I can see what goes on in here. And so I just
See, as
have
much
a
as
little,
you mess with
I have a
Kyle
little,
Park,
yeah, I have a little wasp drone and mess with
Wasp
Jeb.
drone.
And I have a little slot that flies up to the wall so you can't find it.
He's sitting concealing it under the table.
I knew it.
Hey, Kobe, thank you so much for coming in.
for having
man.
me homegrown.
Thanks, Bobby. Thanks for putting up with us. Hey, we got to thank our sponsors real quick before we get out of here. Thank you to Triple Crown Ford and Lincoln.
Get on down there and let the horses run, y'all.
That's right. And brought to you by Cannonball Insurance. There we go. And That was Kyle Park doing the cannonball.
Awesome.
Yeah. And also brought to you by Wiley Disposal.
Is your trash in a Wiley?
Call Wiley.
Don't lose your smiley.
And brought to you by Brazos River Air Conditioning.
Because if you need help with your AC,
call Wacy. You can find him online at BrazosRiverAC.com. And brought to you by Double D Barbecue,
where you don't need no teeth to chew.
Check out their live music every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They got the adult beverages, and they got the AC from Wacy there, too. And brought to you by Wild Will's Saloon and Dance Hall.
Right, get your thrills at Wild Will's.
Never met a stranger.
In Ranger.
That's right. And, of course, brought to you by Beverly Gosden Jenkins and the A-Team.
If you want the cream of the crop,
you got to rise to the top.
Call the A-Team.
You know what I mean, Vern? All right, you got to close out the show for us. Finish my sentence. Whatever pops in your head.
First thing.
There's no wrong answer. There's no prizes to be given.
That's right.
Nobody wins or loses. All right, until next time, Jody Lee saying, take it easy. And if it's easy,
it's a cucumber.
That's why she's always going to the produce stand.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I apologize. I forgot you were there. You may go now.
Well.